art fundraiser will take place at our Salisbury gathering this Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m., and we hope that you'll all join us. The university gathering women's group will meet here this coming Saturday at 11:30 in the sanctuary. Please bring food and to share and help us make plans for the coming year. Join our CUPS chapter on Saturday, September 20th, here in the University Gathering Sanctuary for a fall equinox celebration. Our rite will start at 7 p.m. The doors will open at 6:30. You're invited to bring donations for the altar, drums, rattles, and a snack to share, and all are welcome. See Cosette for any further details. Sitting over there. The Committee on Ministries is hosting 2 reflection circles on spirituality. We want to hear from you about what spirituality means to you and how our church supports your spiritual journey. We have 2 Zoom sessions scheduled, one tomorrow evening and the other a week from Tuesday evening. If you would like to participate, please check our bulletin or weekly announcements for a sign-up link. I hope to see you there. For other important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service. Or if you're on our email list, please check our weekly announcements and monthly newsletter. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. May you find something you need, and may you leave richer in spirit than when you arrived.
The light of our chalice reminds us of all that binds us together: fire and water, earth and air. Please join me now in singing the words to the lighting of our chalice, the symbol of our faith. I invite you now to please rise and body your spirit for our call to worship found in your bulletin. Please join me as we share in this together. We gather in this morning joy in giving, joy in receiving, love in coming, love outflowing, peace instilling, peace distilling, wisdom infilling, wisdom outpouring, from inflowing to ebb tide, from ebbing to inflowing tide, the divine ever with us abide. Our opening hymn is found in our gray hymnal, number 407. We're going to sit at the welcome table. Please be seated. I'd like to invite any of our young ones to come forward for our Time for All Ages, and Mr. Jack is going to be leading that today with a special guest. So.
Jack, for those who haven't met me yet. And this is, who is this? Newbie. Hi, everybody. Say hi to Newbie. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi. So today, I'd like to talk about something that you guys have been talking about in school for a while. We've been talking about in church, too, with the adults. It's belonging. And I was thinking about, I'm a grandfather. Have you guys spent any time with your grandparents lately that you can think of? No? Well, I spent some time with my grandchild, taking him to baseball practice. Baseball practice. Yes. Okay, well, you know, my grandson actually plays soccer and baseball. Yeah. So maybe sometime I can come see you play baseball. Okay? Yeah, or not. Yeah, conversation's over. So during this time with my grandson, we were talking about different things, and he said, you know, you're a cool grandfather. Whoa.
Oh, I agree.
That really made my week. And when he said that, I kind of felt comfortable. I kind of felt a sense of belonging, sort of in a family way when that happened. So I'm going to talk a little bit about with Newbie for a while about belonging. So if you guys could listen to what Newbie says, then I'll give you guys a chance to talk too, okay? Is that a deal? Would you listen to Newbie? So, Newbie. Yes. what do you think belonging means when we say that? You know, you've heard us talking about, what does it mean? Can you try? Can you try maybe to talk about it? Yes, I can. I think it means kind of not feeling lonely and not being alone. And when I come into a place, when you belong, you feel comfortable. You feel people like you. And you don't have to worry about whether people like you or not. That's great, newbie. That is really a great, and I I have another question. Yes, another question. And this is, do you feel like you belong? When you come to this school, do you feel like you belong? Yes, I really do. Well, that's good. And how about some of the other kids? When you come here, do you feel comfortable? Do you feel like you belong? You don't. You do. Well, most of us do, yeah. And how do you, and when you say you feel comfortable, it's hard to talk about feelings sometimes, but could you talk about why you feel comfortable?
Because I have friends here and it doesn't make me lonely.
That is great, yeah.
It was really low.
That's really, what?
Can you repeat it?
Okay, yeah. So what was said was when we come here, and what's your name again? Jonas says that he doesn't feel lonely. He feels like he has friends, and that really is part of what we're going to be talking about. So, what I'd like to do next is we have a surprise. Do you guys like surprises?
Yes.
Yes. Who doesn't? Who likes surprises? I do. Yeah. Okay. Surprise. Could I have a microphone help, please? Okay. So, surprise. Whoops. Sorry. Surprise is. Could you help me get this out? Because I'm not very good at getting it out with one hand. You know, and puppets aren't very good at getting it out either. What is this? Oh, look at this. This is a special chair that Miss Madia made for Newbie before she left. Isn't it cool? What's it made out of?
Popsicle stick.
Popsicle sticks. And it looks very comfortable. Let's see if and it's for Newbie. Let's see. Newbie, how do you feel that? Oh, oops. So good. It's so comfortable. So comfortable. Does it look like it fits in? Yeah, and I think it a little bit. Well, his head kind of flops, but is it okay? Is it okay, Newbie? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I can hold my head still. So this is just a special gift to Newbie because Newbie sometimes doesn't feel very comfortable in situations. He feels comfortable now, but Newbie, why do you feel uncomfortable? Well, I'm a puppet, and I'm different from others. But these kids have made, even though I'm a puppet and I'm different, they have made me feel so at home and so comfortable, and I feel even more comfortable now that I have this chair. So thank you, everybody. And could somebody help Newbie out and take it with you to? Let's take the chair. Don't forget the chair. Okay, good. That's great. And make sure Newbie likes his chair, okay? All right.
We now enter into a time for ritual and sacred sharing. We share joys and sorrows, concerns and milestones. So for our candles this week, we light a candle first for Scott H. His father, Paul, passed yesterday, so we're holding all of you in the lights. We light a candle for Sue E.'s son, Stephen, who they believe has a kidney stone and is dealing with that. For Eileen H.K.'s husband, Ed, who are very active at the Salisbury gathering with health concerns. Eric D.'s father, Jim, with his brain tumor treatment. Susan B. with ongoing health concerns. All who are impacted by ICE raids and activity. For the epidemic of gun violence in our country and for active steps to put an end to it. For all areas of violence around the world, especially Haiti, the Sudan, the Middle East, and the war in Ukraine. For the immediate relief for the people of Gaza. For our country, that we might continue to work towards creating a society filled with love, empathy, civil rights, and justice for every person. Now, at this time, you are invited to come forward as you feel called to do so. You are invited to come forward along the far wall. We have our prayer stand where you may fill out a prayer card to place on that. We have our stones with our shared water over there today because we're going to have water communion in this space for in just a few minutes. So you may place a stone in the water over by the prayer stand. You may also light your own candle of joy or concern. We now light a few more candles for the things we hold in our hearts which remain unspoken, and also for those who are joining us virtually to honor what is in their hearts as well. Today is a special ritual for Unitarian Universalist communities, water communion or ingathering. I think we all know that water is one of life's most essential parts of existence. It binds our bodies together and it binds our world together. Now, in just a few moments, I will invite you to come forward. And the water that we have in this bowl comes from water that we have used for over 25 years here with our church family. Now, I do take it home every year after the service and I boil it, so, it's good, about as safe as we can get it. So, if you have brought some water with you, I invite you to, in a few moments, to come forward. And when you are prepared to place the water in our shared bowl together, I invite you to say one of two things. You can share where your water came from and its importance to you, or you may simply share a gift that you bring to this community. Now, it might be a gift or, say, a desire to attend worship more regularly, or to listen to other people more carefully. Perhaps you're bringing the gift of organization or patience or a musical talent, a commitment to help out with our religious education program, whatever those gifts may be. Now, if you did not bring water, that is just fine, okay? We have our stones over here, and you may simply place a stone in our water and share with people the gift that you bring for this year. Now, the water that I'm going to pour some water into our bowl to begin things. And I have added the water that came from our Salisbury gathering this morning as we had the worship service for our early service. And all the wonderful places it came from, the gifts they bring. And I included my own water. I live right by the Salem Creek in Winston-Salem, and I walked down to the creek and got a little bit of water yesterday. So a place, and Salem means peace. Peace, shalom. So I hope that I can help provide a gift of peace for people this year.
questionable sense of humor.
This water is from our bird bath, where a variety of birds drink and occasionally take a bath. And also, sometimes a squirrel gets a drink. So this is, they share in this water, just as we all share with each other here at Piedmont.
This is water from our well at home, which is both a place of refuge and a place of work. It also reminds me of how important that water is for everything that we have here that is green and living.
We give thanks for all the many ways that water comes from so many places and helps bring us together and bind us together. At this point, let us enter into a time for quiet rest or meditation or prayer. I will sound the singing bowl, and then we will have a period of silence. And during the silence, I invite you to think about the gift of water in your life and the many ways that it comes to you and how that can empower you to share this gift of life with others.
This morning's wisdom reading is The History of the Water Service by Eliza Blanchard, Church of the Larger Fellowship, adapted. This month, many of our Unitarian Universalist congregations celebrate the opening of the church year at the service called variously ingathering, water service, or water communion. People generally bring a small container of water collected from a special place during the summer's travels or even closer to home. Pouring it into the common vessel, they share their inner and outer journeys. The idea of the Unitarian Universalist ritual may feel strange to some of us. We have Unitarian Universalist theological roots that rest in the reflection, or rejection, I should say, of established ritual and the authorities who controlled both the content of those rituals and the participation in those rituals. For example, the ritual of the Chalice of Communion wine, which was a privilege reserved for men who had been ordained as priests. For many people, however, rituals are concrete and meaningful expressions of joy and sorrow. As Unitarian Universalists, we are free to create rituals to celebrate life passages in ways that we feel express our values and our faith. The water service provides one way to celebrate the return to the community after a summer pause. Water is the key ingredient of this service, and many people think about a special spot from which they have collected their water. This service originated with angry women. Caroline McDade and Lucille Longview were asked to create a ritual for the Women and Religion Conference at East Lansing, Michigan in 1980. Their service was intended to speak to the worship needs of women, which some people felt had not been widely included in our movement up to that point. As McDade, a social activist and songwriter, recalls, quote, "It was a strong service about community taking power, about creating a political liberating theology." McDade and Longview both shared a vision of justice as well as commitment to the environment that made working together easy. At Lucille's home, they spent many rewarding hours brainstorming and writing the service. Everything they produced held up nature and community. McDade believes that this ritual, quote, broke the long silence of lay women. The creation of a sacred space for and by women happened with a circle and a simple bowl. The celebration of connectedness, as McDade calls it, empowered women instead of calling them into service to others. The water symbolized birth waters, cycles of the moon, the tides, and women, and all of the waters of this small blue planet. Each woman attending the conference was invited to bring a container of water with her. McDade recalls, quote, "It was very moving, the women bringing water from places of spiritual importance," unquote. This ceremony was also designated to demonstrate solidarity with women globally, as women from all over the world traditionally draw and carry water. The water ritual speaks to a deepening awareness of our solidarity with siblings globally who lack the most basic and precious resources. It also speaks eloquently of our interdependent of the web of life.
Thank you, Elaine. So as we've been talking about, today is one of the very special days in our UU church year, water communion or ingathering. Now our wisdom reading gave us the history of how this special ritual came to be. The core meaning of this ritual was to build belonging. Build belonging, which of course is the theme that we are working with this month. Now, as UUs, we all know our values are at the core of who we are. And these values are aspirational. I've had a number of conversations with people in recent months and in recent days about feeling like they're just not living up to their values and their reactions and responses to things that are taking place in the world. And I remind them that we are all human. We are all human. It's simply not possible, being bound by the humans that we are, to fully and completely live into these values, especially when we live in systems of injustice. Yet we continue to aspire to the values that we hold so dear. Now, in spite of our aspirations and our very best intentions, we know that there are times, there are ways of existing which are inherently exclusive or demeaning or devaluing. Yet, we continue to aspire to live into these values more so every day and every year, to aspire to be our best selves, enlightened by the divine light that we all carry within us, to be people who build belonging. Now, our country has often been called a great melting pot. Y'all have heard that phrase, sure, where diverse groups of people come together to form one country. Now, I actually prefer the salad bowl image, where, and I've been eating lots of good salads in this summer season, right? You know, we have these different things come together. They're still unique and separate, but they merge together to create something new and special and delicious. Now, the motto of this country is E pluribus unum, out of many, one. It's an aspirational belief, which our country has yet to fully live into. At this point in our history, we see so many strides that we've made in the past eroding before our eyes. Women not able to have control of their bodies, or being told that their only value is as a helper to a man. People of color legally being denied rights that white people have. LGBTQIA plus siblings fighting for the very right to exist. And the greatest wealth disparity that history has ever seen. How do we aspire to our values in these days? How do we live into our values more fully? How do we build belonging in a time such as this? We do it one step, one drop at a time. One step, one drop at a time. Now, this bowl of water that we have before us has drops that have come from those who have gone before us over the many years of this church. It has drops from our early service in Salisbury and all the various places that our members have come from there. It has drops that all of you have brought from so many different places, places that have brought you joy or hope or safety or love. All these drops together, they represent the varied and diverse body that we are. A ritual which was created due to exclusion. It was formed as a ritual to celebrate inclusion. It was intentionally created as a reaction to exclusion to say, we want inclusion for all people, across whatever might divide us, whether it's race or gender, sexual orientation, economic status, culture, nationality, educational status. Whatever might divide us, all these drops come together to form one strong and powerful body. A single drop of water is not the river, but we do need every drop to form the river. Water is the most powerful force in nature. We think about even just a few drops in our home where they're not supposed to be can cause some great damage. I think many of us probably unfortunately dealt with that in our homes. But also, even just a few drops of water can provide great hope. A few drops can save a person who is literally dying of thirst. A few drops can help us grow the food for our bodies so that we can survive. A few drops can extend the food before us so that many can eat. All the drops of water we represent today, that each one of us represents, we are all vital and important and needed. We build belonging. We build belonging when we recognize the importance of each drop. And when we understand how every drop together creates something far greater than when the drops are isolated or ignored or dismissed. Now, we are not perfect because we're humans. There is no church that is perfect, and we know that our society and our world are certainly far from perfect today. Yet one step, one drop at a time. Building belonging. Belonging grounded in the foundation of love. Building belonging, belonging grounded in the foundation of love. That is what we need to move forward in these days. That is the step that we take each moment. We build belonging when we welcome each drop of water. When we welcome the person who brought the water. When we welcome every single part of who that person is. And when we do so in deep love. That is what it takes to create the river of love needed to move forward in today's world to a better place. Now, we can't do it alone. A single drop of water is not the river, but together, grounded in love, we are the river, and all things are possible. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
Well, that was stirring. Thank you, Anne. I love that song, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Seems to me as I was listening to that this church and the people in it are my bridge over troubled water. So right now, it's a time for giving. You always give, and we always get. Let there be an offering now to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. This month, we're sharing our offering plate with Planned Parenthood South Atlantic. Planned Parenthood South Atlantic is a leader in reproductive health care, rights, and education in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. They believe all people deserve access to high-quality, affordable health care and are dedicated to providing education and information so people can make their own health decisions. Our hosts will pass the baskets around the room, and we ask that as you pass it on as the basket comes to you. You may place your gift in the basket as they make their way around the room, and of course you're always welcome to give online at puuc.org or by texting PUUC at the number 73256. And today's offering will now gratefully be received.
We give thanks for the generous gifts from your heart, gifts which enable us to continue to help change this world for the better. I invite you now to please rise and body your spirit for our closing hymn found in your gray hymnal, number 126, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing.
Thank you.
I invite everyone to be seated, and for our new members who are joining us today to please come forward, and also ask our membership team to come forward and help out. So, do you want to get the kids? You can. If y'all want to grab the kids, go ahead. Yeah. Okay. We have some little ones whose parents are joining, so we're going to give just a moment to pull them in. So,
Pam, you're already a member.
and I've already got it on the pen. Yeah, where you got it. Well, I'm going to stand here. Okay. Well, everyone's talking at that point, so. Thank you. Yeah, we have 5 new official members, but 5 little ones who are going to be officially part of our church family too. So, yeah. I think I hear them coming. So, yeah, it's like, no, I don't want to leave yet. Yeah, so we are thrilled to welcome new members into our church family today. Now, the people you see here before us have gone through the Pathways to Membership course. They have learned about UU history and theology. They have explored the basic tenets of the spiritual journey and how that applies to them individually. And we've also had individual conversations about what it means to be part of this church family. Now, they are committed to supporting our church family with their time, talents, and treasures. And so our first couple here is Mary and Joshua, and their 3 lovely children, Ellie, Jonah, and Rose. So, and Mary and Joshua found our church through CUPS. They were looking for some way to be involved with earth-based religious group in town, and thanks to Cazette and her wonderful leadership, that's how they discovered us. So they've been in Charlotte for about 10 years. Mary is originally from Roanoke, and when Josh moved there from East Tennessee, that's when they met. Now, Mary used to work with refugee resettlement, which I know many of us have been interested in, before becoming a stay-at-home mom to these 3 wonderful children. Now, Joshua works with Lowe's Home Improvement as a technology coach. Now, I asked them, I said, so what are some things you like to do, like hobbies or anything like that? Because I always ask people, and they said, oh, we don't have any. We're just parenting and running the kids around. So yeah, that's what their time is. So. And our next couple over here, Angie and Carrie Cook, and they are parents to Jasper and Brickley. So. Now, Angie and Carrie came to Charlotte during Hurricane Helene, right at a year ago. And they have since felt called to stay and raise their family here. They're grateful to have found this UU community during such a massive life transition. Angie is a canine behavior specialist. Yes, I know we have a lot of, pet owners and lovers in this community.
I see an auction item.
An auction item. Okay, they'll be in touch. So. And Carrie is a psychotherapist. So together they share a love of personal and spiritual growth, as well as hiking and time outdoors. Now, Lydia, down here on the end, is originally from Brevard, North Carolina, and moved to this area to pursue a Master's of Public Health at UNC Charlotte. And so that is how she is spending her time over at UNCC and studying a lot. So she also enjoys hiking and animals and roller skating. If we have any roller skating enthusiasts here. Now for our new members today. Today we welcome into our community these new members, and they've chosen to make a commitment to this congregation. In a few moments after we go through what we're going to say, we have our membership book over by the prayer stand. We're going to ask them to sign their name in that. And they are committing to support our church through time, talents, and treasures. Now, new members, we are so glad to have you here with us and that you have chosen this community of fellow seekers to travel with you on your life journeys. Will you accept our gifts of fellowship, discovery, and service? Will you offer us your unique presence and gifts? Will you add your name to the long history of Unitarian Universalist people who spread hope with our living faith? Will you engage with us as we seek to create a community and a world dedicated to love and justice? Response is, we will. We will. All right, congregation, you have a very important role today here too. Will you welcome these new members with the warmth and comfort of your fellowship? Will you seek to add your strengths and talents to the gifts they bring us? Will you share our triumphs and our struggles as our community grows and changes? We will. Now let us say together our covenant of purpose and right relations as each one of us here renews our commitment to our church community. We encourage and support individual freedom of religious beliefs for all. We share in the loving ministry each for the other, and thereby provide for our emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being. We are dedicated to providing religious education for our children, which will enhance the positive worth of each child. We will strive towards social responsibility with the purpose of strengthening an individual commitment to self, congregation, and community. We will seek the truth to enlighten and acknowledge human accomplishments and possibilities. Now, our covenant of right relations. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its prayer. We covenant to honor all spiritual paths with hospitality, to assume the best of one another from our highest selves, to dwell together in peace through kindness, to serve others with compassion, honoring one another as members of beloved community. So after the service, I certainly hope you will welcome officially our new members and their families. So Lydia, let's start with you. We'll get people to sign, get y'all to sign the book over here, which would be great. And we also have a gift for each of our new members that the membership team will hand you. A little mini chalice tea light, so you can have your own chalice at home. So as we conclude our service, I want to offer thanks for all the many volunteers who help make our service possible every Sunday. I also ask if you're able to leave, to take your hymnals back to the cart near the piano before you leave. That's always a big help. So let's stand. Sorry, let's stand. Something's blooming, so my voice is going. So, and as we stand, let us take a moment to give thanks as we do each Sunday, either in our hearts or with words for others to hear, for the things for which we are grateful today.
New members.
New members, yes. Yes.
I am very grateful to the father of Tommy Robbins and the courage that it had to take for him to confront his son and convince his son to turn himself in. I just felt that I think y'all should give some gratitude toward his father.
Yeah, the father of Tyler Robinson. Yes, just turn him in. So. Children, absolutely. So. Great. Grandparents too. Yes. Great grandparents. So we are thankful for all these things and so much more which we hold in our hearts this morning. Let's go forth, all individual drops of water, creating a river together. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light, its warmth, and its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go in peace, believe in peace, create peace wherever we may wander. May it be so. Amen. Now for our closing song, we form a circle. You may hold hands if you would like, or you may simply place your hands on your heart.